Take Willy. Welcome to Bet the Bus. I am your host, Will Compton, a.k.a. Payoff Willy, a.k.a. Playoff Willy, a.k.a. Year 10. Whatever you want to call it, that's what we are. I'm fucking juiced to be with you guys right now. I've never done the sports betting world. I feel like I got some genetics and instinct to go in this world, and I'm ecstatic to kind of like learn the ropes with you guys. The boys got a noggin. I always played from the neck up. That's what coach always told me. Before we get into everything, we're partnered with the Barstool Sportsbook. They have a promo going on this weekend. Let me get a second here. Football Parlay Plus match. Bet cash on any Parlay Plus using NFL games played now through September 12th. Win or lose, get 100% of your bet matched up to $25. But shout out to Barstool Sportsbook for partnering up with the boys. I think this thing's going to go to the fucking moon. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to talk about a couple college games, predominantly leaning into the boys, what I know best right now. We will expand as we go. And you guys see we're looking against some new neon signs. Leave comments too. You want to see some dynamic looped in? We're fucking building this thing with you guys. But I'm going to talk about a couple college games, a few NFL games. We're going to do the Bet the Boys Parlay, which I'm fucking stoked about. I got a guy that we're going to call, and I will get into that story in a little bit. And the Bet the Bus game of the week. All this is going to happen. If you guys are watching and consuming this on YouTube right now, leave a comment. You guys know the vibes. The vibes are up. We're here for the vibes. Say whatever you want to say because we're fucking back, boys. And we're going to be dropping this on every Friday morning. What is it, JP? 10? Yep. 10 a.m. Central Time, Friday morning.
Yep, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and giving you guys my picks, our picks. We're going to be doing this thing again. We're fucking building this thing together. But leave comments. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you're getting it, make sure you're following. Make sure you're subscribed to the boys. Leave comments and reviews because they're always appreciated. Now, JP, feed me the NCAA.
First, we got the alma mater, Nebraska.
Hold up now. Cigar's going out. We got to keep this thing alive. That's going to be a vibe that we have on the bus, but the vibes are up, period.
Yeah, the vibes are up. And we're about to talk about Big Cobb Energy. Which...
And hang on.
Coin alert.
By the way, coin alert. By the way, I was walking out to my Chevy Silverado this morning, and you could feel this crisp chill in the air. I look to my left, I look at my yard, my green grass is growing great. Got a new house this past year. And you see the dew sitting right on top of the grass blades. You guys know what I'm fucking talking about. It's a vibe that you can only feel on your skin, that you inhale through your nostrils, and you can literally taste. That energy means one thing, and that's football is fucking back, boys. I'm about to go from 6 to midnight down here. I got a stogie in my hand. I got the shades on. The sun is shining right now. It's Friday morning, and I'm fucking lit to get into these. All right, JP, NCAA, hit your boy.
Nebraska at minus 23 with a total points of 62.5. How do we feel?
All right. So we're playing Georgia Southern. I know these first couple weeks, there's a little doubt in Lincoln, Nebraska. Are the boys them? We dropped a game on foreign soil. It doesn't count. It was week 0. Week 1, we come alive. North Dakota comes to town. 7-7 at halftime. Trust me, my asshole was tight too. I was doubting the boys. I was like, fuck, man. Here we go. However, I don't hit the panic button. Just like that, we hang 21 unanswered late in the game, end the third, all the way through the fourth quarter. We need every quarter to look like that. The boys got some talent. They got some fucking talent. The black shirts need to tighten it up a little bit. I think they will continue to do so. It's hard to face a product like North Dakota and say, okay, the black shirts are playing a little bit. However, I think they beat the dog shit out of Georgia Southern. They did score over 50 points against like the School of the Blind last week. So you could look at the over-under and think, or this could hit. But also, I think Nebraska covers minus 23. I also think the under because I think their defense is going to show up.
Yes, sir. And then let's go down the street to Tennessee. A little bit of could be a statement game for them slightly. They're taking on Pitt. It's a 6.5 point spread with 67.5 over under.
So I think Pitt had a solid performance against West Virginia last week, but Tennessee looked fucking good. I think you can bet on Tennessee minus 6.5. The over under again, 67.5. Like, holy shit. We were looking at like what is that? 30? You're looking at like a 35-34 game right there. That I get a little uncomfortable doing that. However, I love Tennessee minus 6.5 at Pitt in their own fucking backyard. Yo, this is exciting.
Bro,
I feel like a young Thundercat about to get his first piece of action for the first time. Like
just horny.
Yeah, just a horny gambling joke, dude. I got another one for you. It feels like sports betting kind of feels like masturbating when you're a young cat too. It's like once the excitement enters your body, there's no stopping it. So we're gonna keep these good horny vibes rolling.
Responsibly, though.
Hey, yeah, responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLING. Let's get to the NFL slate. I'm gonna say what I feel like every sports bettor says, especially Big Cat. Shout out to boy Big Cat. I love the board. I love what we got going on in the NFL this weekend. Feed me the games.
The first team that gave you a chance in the league, the Commanders versus the Jags, -2.5 and a 43.5 spread.
Trying to wake this boy back up.
Not spread, over under, excuse me. Wake it up, man.
So I love Trevor Lawrence getting paired up with Peterson going into this year. I think that the Jaguars can make a little bit noise. I think they could be a little surprising. However, I like the Commanders. I like their front seven. I like their D line. I think they have one of the better D lines in the league. And I like Wentz at quarterback. I think he can play well with Scary Terry out wide. They have a good backfield. I like the Commanders -2.5. And once again, the defense is led by Mr. Dust Up himself. I think the only dust up going on this weekend is Commanders covering at -2.5 against Jacksonville at FedEx Field. And I think the Commanders might do what they always do. Tease the fan base a little bit, which I don't even know if anybody will show up really because of, Snyder. But I think they're going to get everybody's hopes up a little bit, only to kind of probably let him down during the season. However, I'm high vibes. Listen, I'm high vibes for the boy. I'm going to be repping my jersey on Sundays. Commanders -2.5.
Boom. Next, let's throw it to the boy Kyler Murray. He's allowed to play video games again, and he's taking on the Chiefs. They got him at +5.5, and the total line 53.5.
This is what I think the upset of the week is.
Ooh.
Arizona at home against the Chiefs, 5.5. The over-under is 53.5. I think you can hit that over as well. I like Arizona +5.5 again. Kyler Murray, he doesn't have to study. He doesn't have to study anymore. He doesn't have that study clause. My man's probably gaming at home, and it's just going to come natural to him because he's instincts and genetics. He's also smart. I'm not disrespecting the boy. I'm just saying he can go. And I think Arizona's got a good football team this year. And the reason I don't think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs is because they have a hell of a 8-week run to start it off. I think they're going to start with a fat L. I think what you need to look out for is if Jackson Mahomes is hitting a TikTok pregame, you can take that one to the bus, boys. Arizona +5.5.
So next, we got the grudge match of week 1. We have Baker Mayfield taking on his old Browns. And they're the favorites.
JP, brother, I love this game.
Ooh.
Panthers, grudge game. Baker Mayfield, he's been slept on his entire fucking career. He's a walk-on. He transferred to earn his bag, getting drafted in the first round. He was kind of disrespected a little bit by his old dog pound. And I think we got a grudge game here. My man's confident as ever. He just dropped a t-shirt line this past week. You can go check it out, I guess. I don't know where that link is. But I think Baker's going to get his against the Browns. Again, boys, I think there's a dark cloud over the Browns right now. I think they're going to be let's call it what it is. They're going to be shitty this year. I think the Panthers hunt the Browns like Deshaun Watson chasing Mia Khalifa around her apartment.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Take that one. Panthers -1.5. The over-under, you guys do what you want with it, but I love the Panthers -1.5 right now.
Yes, sir. Let's head to the West Coast. Your team from last year where Playoff Willy was born, they're taking on the Chargers and two of the best teams in the league.
I know nothing except beating the Chargers. I think I went undefeated in my time in Oakland and Vegas against the Chargers. I'm pretty sure I played a major role getting one tackle and almost fumble recovery to get us to the playoffs last year. And when I was at Oakland, stood on the sideline proudly and watched us fucking pick the ball off like 4 times. Raiders +3.5. I think this is going to be bombs over Baghdad. You can pound the over at 52. I think the boys, Herbert, Derek Carr, they're going to be wheeling and dealing the whole game. I like the Raiders because I like, number one, all their offensive weapons. Derek Carr dishing it to Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, handing the ball off to Josh Jacobs, which, by the way, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So I know my man's fucking hungry to eat. And also his compliment, Amir Abdullah on 3rd downs. Yes, their O-line is a little bit of a question mark. However, I love Coach McDaniels. I think this is his next shot to be ahead, to to right his wrongs, I guess, in Denver, you could say. But I like the mind behind the operation because, again, Darren Waller was on this pod saying there was no red zone package for him. I think the situational football is going to be sky high. I think they're ready to go against the Chargers. I'm taking the Raiders plus 3.5. And that's an upset.
Let's go. The last game in our NFL slate, we got the boy down the street, the Titans versus the Giants.
This is an easy one, boys. Titans minus 5.5. I texted Derrick Henry the other night, said, hey, brother, send me a photo of your bicep. Within 2 minutes, he sent me one of his bicep. It felt like I was getting my first nude for the first time. I love the Titans minus 5.5 here. I like them in all categories, even in the prop bet world. When it comes to like leading at halftime, I was kind of dabbling on this Barstool Sportsbook app, and I was like, oh, this shit's kind of cool. But I love the Titans minus 5.5. They're going to start the season off strong. They need to with going through the AFC West and everything else. I love the boys in Tennessee minus 5.5. And you might be thinking, well, you're a little biased with all your teams. You're right. I'm so biased that we got a bet the boys parlay. However, I'm going to do you guys a solid, Will. You're picking the spreads a lot here outside of the Raiders. But the bet the boys parlay, and these are the teams that the boy played on, made an imprint, lasting imprint, legacy. Commanders, Jaguars, money line. You're taking the Commanders. Titans, money line. Raiders, money line against the Chargers. That's actually more boosties. Right now, that bet the boys parlay is sitting at plus 513. And I bet if I shoot a little text to the boys up in Penn, National Gaming, Barstool Sportsbook, that they might boost that parlay because I'm riding 3-0 with the boys this weekend. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen every weekend. But this weekend, I think we're going 3-0, and you're going to see the boy drinking an ice cold iced latte come Monday because we're gonna be screaming victory.
You want to tell them about one of our favorite ones?
Bet the boy?
Bet the boy.
Bet the boy. So, all right, this segment is we essentially take all the boys who have been on the bus, the roster. It's mainly offensive guys because that's where the prop bets are. But our prop bets are going to be detailed to the individuals that have been on this bus. So this week, we got it. We dived into the data. We got Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, and Travis Kelce that we found prop bets on. Derek Carr is at over 265.5 passing yards with 1.5 TDs. Kirk Cousins, similar, 272.5 yards with 1.5 TDs. Aaron Rodgers, similar, 257.5 yards with 1.5 TDs. And Travis Kelce, 22.5 yard reception. That is it. So we can pick one of the boys here. Who I feel best about is Derek Carr because, again, I think it's going to be air raid against the Chargers. They're going to go back and forth. I think he's over 265.5 easy with tuggies to probably Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and possibly fucking Devontae Adams. So I think you can take that one and sleep good at night. Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers are going to be wheeling and dealing against each other. I like that matchup. That's the only Green Bay Viking matchup that I didn't feel best on because Aaron Rodgers is going to Aaron Rodgers. Shout out the boy, by the way. He came on the bus not too long ago.
Twitter is the new MySpace.
But also I like Minnesota this year because I like head coach Kevin O'Connell. Him and Kirk Cousins were paired up in Washington back in the day as his quarterback coach. He finally gets the boy back in Minnesota, and Coach Kevin O'Connell comes from the Super Bowl winning LA Rams as the OC. I think Justin Jefferson's going to be the Black Cooper Cup. However, I'm not extremely confident betting against Aaron Rodgers. My man's going to discount double check. So that one's a toss-up. Travis Kelce, a 22.5 yard reception. I think a breakup play or even just a regular fucking play, like he's going to get that. Can you bet like all the individual boys and do a little?
Yes, sir. If you bet.
Hey, you can do a parlay.
You can do a parlay.
You
parlay Willy.
You do a parlay? A bet the boy parlay?
Man.
Bet on the boy parlay? I don't know, working title.
Hey, and the numbers on it?
What are we at?
Oh, my God.
Plus 865?
Eesh.
I like all those picks. I think I'm going to do it too.
Hey, there's no guarantee.
You got to start off fucking hot in this industry. And I think that's what we're about to do on Bet the Bus.
Yeah, the lineup we just gave?
Yeah. Now, this segment I'm so excited about. I have a guy that I met in Misawa, Japan. You might be wondering what the fuck I was doing over in Misawa, Japan. Well, I'll answer. A few NFL players, a couple cheerleaders, they go and do these tours after the season during the playoffs. We watch the Super Bowl. They have these tours where you go and watch the Super Bowl at the military bases, American, of course. And we were in Misawa, Japan. The snow was 10 feet high on each side of the road. It was a blizzard out there. However, we're watching the Super Bowl. It was 2015 Seahawks Patriots. And I'm with this small Italian gentleman. And he's talking about betting on this game. And I was like, oh, are you a sports bettor? He looked at me and said, oh, I'm the best one that I know. That's the first warning. That's strikes 2 and 3 right out of the gate. However, we watched the game and they're on the 1 yard line. Seahawks were about to punch it in. You would think with Marshawn Lynch. However, I look over at my man and I say, hey, how are you feeling now? Because the Seahawks were pretty much going to win that game. And he looked over at me. He gave me a wink and a smile. And I shit you fucking not. As I turn my head, Russell Wilson is throwing a pick to Malcolm Butler to take the game over, and the Patriots end up winning. Everyone is celebrating. I look over to find this dude to hug him. He's gone. In that same breath, a lady is bringing me a drink with a card. It says, hey, this is from the gentleman that was just here. He had to go. I don't know where the fuck he was going. We're in Misawa, Japan. And left me a card that says, you ever need me when you get into sports betting, call me, with this number on the other side. I called this man last week and I asked him, will you come on my sports betting show, Bet the Bus? He says only under a couple stipulations. He stays anonymous and I voice over his voice when he calls in. And he has a limited amount of time. So I was like, all right, those are big ass. However, I think that would be fun as fuck. So I'm going to call him right now. We're going to give him a couple minutes to give his picks. And then we're going to go into our Bet the Bus game of the week. Hopefully he answers.
Willie, my boy.
My guy, listen, I gave the whole spiel. You're staying anonymous. You're voiced over. Nobody's going to see you. We are ready for you to grace us with your presence.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it. It's great hearing your voice, Willie. It's been some years. Now, listen, I don't have much time, and I think my phone's tapped, so I'm just going to roll right into this thing, okay? Week 1, Eagles at Lions. I'm taking Eagles minus 3.5 all the way. Eagles are loaded. They loaded up the D-line. I got Brandon Graham back. I got Barnett. I got Sweat. Fletcher Cox is in the middle. They signed Hassan Reddick. We got Jordan Davis, the first-round pick from Georgia. Up front, it's going to be a problem for the Lions, who are missing their starting right guard, by the way. It's going to be a problem for those guys. On the back end, you bring in James Bradbury opposite of Darius Slade, then you just go trade for one of the best nickel corners, C.J. Gardner-Johnson from the Saints. It's going to be a long day for the Lions. Hammer the Eagles. It's going to be a big win. Let's move on to Tom Brady visiting Jerry World. The Cowboys have never beaten Tom Brady. It's not going to happen this Sunday. Tom Brady is going to light these guys up. The Cowboys took away Randy Gregory, Amari Cooper, and now they lost their left tackle, and they've added no one. The top 3 receivers, besides CeeDee Lamb, from the Cowboys last year are gone. They didn't add anyone. It's going to be a rout. Tom Brady's going to blow these guys out. I'm hammering the Buccaneers. I mean, the Cowboys are the most overrated team in the league. On to the next one. I'm going Ravens at Jets, minus 7. I'm taking the Ravens. Lamar Jackson wants his money. And you think Joe Flacco is going to beat his old team? He's 0-5 with the Jets starting. No one knows Joe Flacco more than John Harbaugh and the Ravens. I don't even think these guys cross midfield. This is a blowout. I'm taking the Ravens. Hammer them all the way. Last game. I'm giving you 4 picks. This is the last one. Russell Wilson's going home to the Seattle Seahawks, who are rebuilding like an NBA team. They're trading away everyone. They got Geno Smith starting. They trade away his left tackle. You got 2 rookie starting corners against Russell Wilson, who's got Sutton, Judy, KJ Hamler. These guys are going to blow them out. Russell Wilson and Sierra are going to have a great night in Seattle. Hammer them all the way. Those are my 4 picks, Willie.
Yeah, I love the breakdown there. You actually made me very confident about this. Which one of those is your lock, if you had to say?
Willie, don't disrespect me. They're all locks.
Did he just hang up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was fucking electric.
guy.
That rolls into the Bet the Bus game of the week, and there was one of those that he said. It's Tampa Bay at Dallas. Tampa Bay minus 2.5. I agree wholeheartedly. Tom Brady has never lost to the Cowboys. He's definitely not going to lose his last year playing football. I think you can take that one all the way to the bus. We'll just say the bus. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have any issues. Yeah, I think that wraps up the show. It's got to be short, easily digestible. I hope you guys had a great time. Please drop comments letting us know. Listen, we're building this thing together. Drop comments. Let us know. Hey, Bet the Bus week 1. Let's head into the weekend. Let's ride.